This is my nano tank and I've got two Gilstream loaches in it. There's one and the other one is just there at the back. So what I lacked in this tank was an external oxygenator. I really didn't want another thing to plug in, and I didn't really like the look of the bubbles coming off the stone. So for quite a long time, about 60 days or so, I was just running on the skimmer, and the skimmer sucks in some air, as you see there, and that mixes the water with oxygen, and that's more than sufficient. But what I really wanted to do was to get a little bit of a habitat just for the Gilstream loaches, and they like water flow and they like a bit of air, fresh air. So what I've done now is I've bought this oxygenator that runs through the pump. This is by far the neatest solution that I've ever seen. It's just literally that device that you can see in the middle of the screen there. I'm zooming in on. That's got a tiny little pipe that runs out over the top, and at the back here you've got the tap. So when you twist the tap, it changes the volume of airflow that can go into the aquarium. I'll show you what happens if I open it up a bit. Look at that. That is a huge amount of air by just a tiny little volume twist. And look at how much is going through there now. Now, I personally think that's a bit too much. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of seeing bubbles all over my tank. So the normal setting where I have it is just about there. You can see the tiny bubbles still coming through. The Gilstream loaches immediately went to it because now the airflow, or the water flow I should say, is at the back of the tank against the glass. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Oh, it's kind of hard to see the Gilstream loach. There it is. Ah, here's the other one. See, they've immediately flocked to it. Lots of oxygen and lots of water flow. So now I've got a habitat for the Gilstream loaches, as well as a normal habitat for the rest of the tank. That consists of neon tetras, Bob, the prolific algae eater, who's not really doing his job too well, because look at that, he's got a lot of work to do. But I don't mind, it looks very nice to me. And then I've got some Coolie loaches at the bottom here. And because I live in Coolie Loach Castle, they will still be happy as Larry in that location. Sorry for the zooming, that took a bit of time there. And that is a setup that I'm quite happy with. Word of warning, I had to adapt the pipes, as you can see, and it's not looking particularly great. I will fix that as time goes on. If you ever work with acrylic pipe, heat is your friend. Don't bother with sanding it and trying to make pipes fit. Just heat it up and push them together. That is my top tip of the day. That first pipe is a bit wonky. I'm really not happy with that, but the rest of it came out pretty well. And that is how I've got extra oxygen into my tank and have a new habitat for my Gilstream loaches. Thanks for watching.